The insurance premium program was started by Gateway to Hope to help those living with breast cancer afford treatments. Joining from Gateway to Hope from the program is the program nurse manager, Jane Rodman Weiss. I got it right. I got it right. I'm having tongue twisters today. But thank you for being here so much. Tell me, what is Gateway to Hope?
Gateway to Hope is a nonprofit organization that was started in 2005. And our mission is really to secure comprehensive care and provide basic financial assistance for those in need. So that's often people who are uninsured or underinsured, and they have a diagnosis of breast cancer or they are at high risk for developing breast cancer. Support for Gateway to Hope is through our generous community donors and also medical providers who have donated their care as well. So that's basically the mission of who we are.
So then tell me, how did the organization come to be?
Gateway to Hope, as I said, was started in 2005. And it was started by two physicians who are both very caring and compassionate people, Dr. David Kaplan, who is a reconstructive and plastic surgeon, and Dr. Marla Shu, who is a breast surgeon. And both of these physicians were seeing individuals in their practices who were coming to them with late-stage breast cancer. So they had delayed seeking treatment for their breast cancer merely because they really didn't have the resources to access care. So this was very disturbing to both of these physicians. Dr. Kaplan in particular saw a woman who came to him who was the breadwinner of her family. She had small children. She was married. Her husband had a disability, was not able to work, and she knew that she had a lump in her breast. But she waited quite a long time to seek treatment because she didn't have any access to the treatment and no resources. And by the time she came to Dr. Kaplan, her breast cancer was already in late stages. And as we know, breast cancer in the late stages is much more difficult to treat. And she did eventually, subsequently die of her disease. And it was extremely disturbing. Dr. Kaplan and Dr. Shu, who are really visionaries and, as I said, very compassionate people, said they put their heads together and they said, we can't see women delay treatment just because they had no access and no resources. So they came up with the concept of Gateway to Hope, which was really kind of a clinic without walls, where we went out into the community, the medical community, and we garnered support from the medical community, including pharmaceutical companies, medical supply companies, physicians who treat breast cancer. So that was medical oncologists, surgeons, radiation oncologists, and we put together a cadre of partners and providers who just simply donated their services to provide the care for patients who had breast cancer and had nowhere else to turn. So they were allowed to, they were able to get access to mastectomies, lumpectomies, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, really the full spectrum of care needed for breast cancer treatment. And for many years, for several years, we had patients in our program. They do have to meet eligibility criteria, financial and medical, and we were able to get this care donated, and they were able to get the care they needed. Our first year we saw 12 patients, and we thought, well, we'll be doing great if we can just take care of 12 patients a year. And as it turned out, every year we doubled our accrual, and we now have seen over 600 and assisted over 600 patients. We knew there was a need. We had no idea the need was as great as it was. And what happened is, as we evolved, we also recognized a few years down the road that not only did patients need this donated care, but they also were experiencing extreme financial toxicity or financial burden. They were unable to pay their copays, their out-of-pockets, their deductibles, so they were really suffering from the financial difficulties.
I want to talk about that because that's really the main reason that you're here today. We have to take a quick break.
Okay.
But we're going to take this break, and as soon as we come back, we'll go into that a little bit more. Stay with us at STL Live. We'll have more with Gateway to Hope after this break.